Welcome back, Class Ds. Misty here again with another brief. Now this one is kinda creepy, but those are the best kind, right? SCP-004, also known as the 12 Rusty Keys and the Door. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. When handling items SCP-004-2 through -13, proper procedure is vital. The items are not permitted to be moved off-site unless accompanied by 2 Level 4 security personnel. Under no circumstances should any other component of SCP-004 be taken through SCP-004-1. The effects of doing so are, as yet, unknown, and the current cost of experimentation makes further research impractical. Should any of the objects contained within SCP-004-1 breach containment or the facility be breached, the keys must be brought inside and the door closed prior to the activation of Site-62's on-site warhead. Unauthorized removal of the keys from the testing area is grounds for immediate termination. Level 1 clearance is required for basic access to SCP-004-1. Level 4 clearance is required for use of SCP-004-2 through -13. Description: SCP-004 consists of an old wooden barn door, which is SCP-004-1, and a set of 12 rusted steel keys, numbered 004-2 through -13 respectively. The door itself is the entrance to an abandoned factory in Chronological History. July 2nd, 1949. A group of 3 juveniles, labeled Case 1, Case 2, and Case 3, trespassing on federal property near Find the Door. According to their testimony, they found a set of rusted keys in an iron lockbox and determined what door the keys unlock. The juveniles were taken into custody after they contacted the sheriff of the area when one of their friends, Case 1, goes missing. July 3rd, 1949. Local authorities find the severed right hand of SCP-004-Case 1, 8 kilometers from SCP-004-1. Other parts of Case 1's body are found scattered as far as 32 kilometers from the factory. Under interrogation, the apprehended juveniles tell authorities that upon opening the door with one of the keys, Case 1 was torn into several pieces, each of which disappeared. At this point, the SCP Foundation takes over investigation. July 4th, 1949. SCP agent obtains the keys from the local authorities to begin testing. Test shows that SCP-004-2 through -13 all fit into a single lock on the large barred door. 12 Class D personnel are assigned to test the effects of the door. Of the 12 test subjects, each trying a different key to enter the room, only 2 survive. Opening the door with any key except SCP-004-2 or SCP-004-12 caused the test subjects to be torn apart in multiple directions. However, no dismembered parts are found until later. At the time of writing, only 2 parts of each subject have been recovered. The others have, for all intents and purposes, vanished from existence. Of the 2 surviving subjects, only one, having used SCP-004-7, returned unharmed. The other came back in a near catatonic state, able to remove himself from the room and then collapse on the floor, and had to be restrained to prevent him from gouging out his eyes. The subject using SCP-004-7 said that he had entered a large room, impossibly big for the size of the attached building. After his exit, SCP-004-1 was propped open and an armed squad of Level 3 personnel entered. The size of the room is impossible to measure, and the door frame and the individuals in the room are the only part of the room that can be felt or illuminated. July 16th, 1949. Juvenile suspects Case 2, Case 3, and the sheriff are terminated. August 2nd, 1949. The area is declared hazardous due to an unexploded ordnance and fences erected in order to prevent civilian ingress. Tests to determine safety of exposure to environment behind SCP-001-4 begin. December 1st, 1950. Space-time anomalies resulting from exposure to SCP-004 are confirmed. Testing is suspended until further notice. July 2nd, 1950. The unaccounted for remains of SCP-004 Case 1 appear unexpectedly outside SCP-004-1. Despite being killed decades before, the remains of Case 1 are not decomposed in any manner and are still warm to the touch. Blood remains uncoagulated. The remains are remanded for testing. July 4th, 19... The unaccounted for remains of one of the 12 original test subjects appear in a similar manner those of Case 1. The remains have been designated SCP-004 Case 4. Records suggest that both SCP-004 Case 1 and Case 4 used SCP-004. March 21st, 1999. With the massive proliferation of nuclear weapons in World War III only years away, construction has begun on a site inside SCP-004-1. The site is to stock supplies for person days. April 21st, 1999. Has ordered the site inside SCP-004-1 to be expanded to include emergency storage for all mobile SCP specimens and a beta-type database for the storage of all SCP data. The facility is now referred to as Site-62. September 25th, 2000. Site-62 is operational. Lab and containment units are complete and can contain the most dangerous specimens. Backup of the SCP database has begun. January 25th, 2001. Due to time anomalies, all personnel working at Site-62 are now required to reside on-site permanently. Families of personnel are to be informed that loved ones perished in an industrial accident. Cloned bodies have been prepared for funeral. August 14th, 2003. Massive power outage across northeast United States and through Canada. Due to the initial failure of multiple SCP generators, Site-62 was without power for 53 minutes. During those 53 minutes, those on site were completely without any source of light. They reported sensing creatures and people, although no abnormal entities can be seen or felt. Selected facility personnel were allowed to read and said that the creatures sensed were of humanoid size, but otherwise similar to massive green creature described. Additional notes: space-time anomalies. SCP-004 seems to propagate spatiotemporal anomalies. Personnel leaving the facility report losing time. Those who have been in the site for weeks insist they have only been in the facility several days, and records of work completed and supplies consumed support their claims. Other temporal anomalies involve SCP-004-2 through 13, especially the reappearance of Case 1 and Case 4, exactly years after using SCP-004- has been assigned to investigate all aspects of these anomalies. Spatial anomalies include the impossibly large dimension of the area opened by SCP-004-7. Similarly, the 2003 blackout incident suggests that there exists an alternate plane of existence within the same space-time that Site-62 occupies. Testing on SCP-004 reveals that 10 of the keys open SCP-004-1 on a dimension where the laws of physics and topology are significantly different than those of our home dimension. Test subjects meeting these hostile conditions are torn apart, their body parts disposited in various locations, only 3 of which have been verified to be on Earth. Material deposited at 2 of these points appears immediately. Material deposited at the 3rd appears exactly years into the future. The other 7 locations are currently unknown. Current testing focuses on 2 avenues of research. The first is finding ways to survive SCP-004's hostile topologies. The second suggests that SCP-002 through 13 may open doors other than SCP-004-1. Mental health effects of SCP-004-12. All Class D personnel using 004-12 return in a catatonic state, unable to speak. Some may have enough energy left to try to claw out their eyes. Of the 16 subjects, only 4 have survived. Only 1 has regained speech following long-term psychotherapy. He was able to tell the psychiatrist that he saw a massive green creature so large that much of its body extended beyond his field of view. He reported innate fear and sudden recognition, as if it were something buried deep in his primal fears, and forced implantation of incomprehensible memories. Subject displays acute anti-retrograde and retrograde amnesia. The rest of this is date of discovery, SCP-004-14. Date of discovery was September 2nd, 1950. Origin of object: the object was discovered elsewhere in the factory in the previously undiscovered manager's office. Description: object appears as a large unvarnished wooden box. The box may be unlocked by the safe key, SCP-004-7, as well as 5 of the unsafe keys. Upon unlocking 004-14 with 004-7, the box opens automatically on hinges. The volume of the space inside is precisely 5 times greater than the outer dimensions imply. Items placed within while the lid remains open do not affect the weight or any other properties of the box. When the lid is closed and locked, however, all items inside vanish. Personnel locked inside the box are also irretrievable, although losing personnel in this faction appears to significantly affect the dreams experienced by... And that's the end of that. See you in the next brief. Till then, stay alive and beware of unknown doors. You never know where they're going to lead.